Okay, so now I want to talk about the products and the actual doing that you need to do over the next 2 weeks and what the shape of those final documents are going to take that you need to have ready for the pitch competition on the final day on next Friday, the 15th. All right, so a couple things before I get to that list of final products. Number one, this is still school, all right, and so school requires some work on your part. Some of that work is not within the four walls of the school. So during the next 2 weeks, you are going to have field work to do. Field work is a little bit different than homework because this field work is going to be more at your discretion. The choices about how much work you put in are going to be more at your discretion. But nevertheless, the people that put in the right type and the right amount of outside field work are going to result in far better pitches at the end of the 2 weeks. So yes, there is field work. That field work is mostly talking to people, getting research, trying to talk to people about the products you're wondering about, asking people what they need. So mostly it's a lot of talking to people outside of the school to learn more about what their specific needs are. Again, some of that's at your discretion, but it is going to be assigned field work over the next 2 weeks. All right, that is the big first thing I wanted to talk about. Second thing I want to talk about before I get to the final products is each day there is going to be a daily report at the end of the morning entrepreneur session. Okay, so your advisories, you're working as teams within a broader team. All right, so all of those teams need to be communicating with one another if your advisory is going after sort of the big advisory prize, that trip that we're going to take, that the whole advisory is going to get to take one day out of school to go and tour some facilities, talk to some entrepreneurs. Okay, so your advisory needs to be sharing with each other and helping each other as a whole unit. Not just 5 separate little small breakouts. You need to be thinking about the whole as well. And so every day, at the end of the day, each of the 5 teams needs to give a daily progress report on what was accomplished that day, what field work is going to be accomplished that evening, and what big tasks need to be accomplished the following day and by whom, right? So you're going to need to be thinking about what are we doing, being intentional about the steps you're taking. All right, fine. Now, let's talk about the big products that need to result at the end. So these are sort of the papers you need to produce, even though that's sort of a weird, vague term and not totally applicable here. So your company needs to have a name and a logo. All right, so you're going to need to settle on a name for this potential company that you want to pitch and create a logo for that company. There is some specific logo creation software that we're going to point you to over the course of the 2 weeks to help you create that logo. But all the existing tools that you know about you can use, and you can even do that logo on paper and then do some uploading, all fine. You're going to need a product/brochure, a brochure about the product or service that you're offering, okay? This brochure can take many different forms. The typical trifold brochure that you open up. It could be a one-pager. It's going to be something graphic design heavy, flashy, really trying to help people understand what is your product all in one very tight, small document, okay? Again, probably the more graphic heavy of those are probably better off. And so again, we'll point you to some places and some software where you can help make some of this material. Okay, so far we have company name and logo. Second thing, product/service brochure. Third thing that we need to have in place is a 60 to 120 second video about your product or service. Okay, so just one of those quick intro videos. You see them all the time when you go to a new website and you don't know what it is. You just click that little overview video and then boom, within 1 to 2 minutes you know what that product or service is and why it's useful to you. So 60 to 120 second video that tells the user everything they need to know about your product in a super short fashion. Okay, great. If you build a website, that would also be good. So we have number 1, company name and logo. Number 2, product service / brochure. Let's start over. Number 1, company name and logo. Number 2, a brochure. Number 3, a 60 to 120 second video. Number 4, a website would be good if you have like a mock-up of a website completed. Number 5 now is an actual prototype or exhibit or mock-up of the product or service that you intend to offer. Okay, so now we need an actual prototype. So this is the good or service that you intend to use. All right, you should bring that actual prototype to the pitch competition. How do you build that prototype? Be creative. Find the materials that you need. Do your field work. Maybe it can be made out of Play-Doh. Who knows what the right materials are to create the prototype. But you should create a prototype so that you can show the judges this is what the thing actually looks like. Or if it's a service, you can say this is actually how that initial service, that interaction would work. Some type of prototype would be awesome on your product or service. All right, great. So, company name and logo, brochure, video, website, prototype. The last big thing is your business plan packet. All right, the business plan packet consists of a variety of materials that help the judges make a determination about your business plan. All right, and it's almost exactly what it sounds like. It's a business plan packet. Here's what's in that packet: a 2-page summary of your business in narrative format, a worksheet on the value proposition that you're bringing to the table, the payment flow diagram, the implementation timeline, the resource / cost spreadsheet, a customer profile, and a competitor features flowchart. Okay, the marketing PR plan, as well as the resumes of each of the founders of the business. Whew, that's a lot, but we're going to work through each of those pieces. You're going to be doing those pieces of the business plan packet as part of the work that you're doing in class over the next 2 weeks. Okay, so yes, that's a lot in the business plan packet, but we'll help you put that together over the next 2 weeks. Your business plan packet, your prototype, the website, the video, the brochure, and the company name and logo. You bring all that into your business pitch on the last day of the competition, and that is how the judges will make their decisions about the winners and the losers.